What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Locked In Sports, bringing you my four best bets for today, Saturday, July 13th, in the NBA Summer League. That's right, back with another Summer League video. Last one did really well. Thank you all so much for the support and for the new subs, for the likes, comments, all of it. Appreciate it a lot. That video is doing really well. So, I'm going to bring you all another one with some great NBA Summer League picks. Plus, as requested in the comments of the last video, going to talk about some money lines. Sorry, not money lines, full game points lines that I like for the games today. Found a couple that I feel really confident in, and those will be talked about at the end of the video. But for now, before we hop into the picks, gotta hop into a recap. As much as I hate to, we have to. It was a rough day yesterday, an 0-3-1 day. We had one voided entry, that was Zach Edey. He ended up not playing. And then we had three really tragic misses. Keon Ellis and Ben Shepherd, we both took for over their points line. They both went under. They didn't look like the sophomore, veteran leaders I thought they were going to be. Didn't play well at all. So that's something that I'm going to take forward into future picks. Realizing that those sophomores aren't always going to get the volume that they should, that we think they're going to get. And Bronny James, we had for under 6 points. He goes over his points line for the first time, and it's the time that I recommend it in a video. So really unfortunate, really tough. But I always like to say here on the channel, we trust the data, we trust the process. We will always come out on top in the end by following the data. So even though yesterday was a rough day, we learned from it, take new information to make future picks. Picks are only going to get better from here. So let's hop into our picks for today. All right, for my first pick of the day, we're taking an Oklahoma City Thunder player. Like I said earlier, we're taking picks from the later games because they're the ones that we have data on. I'm trying to look for mainly players that have played in the Summer League so far. We've seen them perform in this environment, and they've performed well. And this first pick is exactly that. I'm taking AJ Mitchell of the Oklahoma City Thunder for over 13.5 points. Why? Because this is probably the best line I've seen in the Summer League so far. And I've been betting on pretty much every single day. Why? Well, he's over in 3 of 3 games, and he's had over 20 points in his last 2 games. He is Oklahoma City's main scorer in the Summer League by a mile. Over 20 points in his last 2. Over in 3 of 3. I don't think I need to talk that much longer about this. This is a pretty no-brainer pick, in my opinion. I think the line is just way too low. I think it was a mistake putting it here. We're going to capitalize on that all the way with AJ Mitchell over 13.5 points. For this next pick, I'm looking at a player from the San Antonio Spurs. It's Harrison Ingram for over 17.5 points. Why? Well, he had 16, 10, and 3 in his last game, and honestly, he's been over this line a good amount. Even though he's not over, he's close. But most importantly, even in losses, he's the Spurs' leading scorer. So even when the Spurs aren't doing well, he's still getting his buckets in. He's still playing well. He's their main guy. And I like betting on the main guy to go over a line, especially a line like 17.5, which is pretty low. And it's pretty even with a lot of his teammates. And I think that they're going to be feeding Harrison Ingram the ball the most. I think he's going to be in a position to get dimes. He's going to be in position to get points. He's going to be in position to get boards. He's just a good all-around player. Like I said, went way over this line in the last game. If you want to take his points line, I like that too, but I think he's shown that he can get a lot of boards and he can get a lot of dimes, and that's reason enough to take him for over 17.5 PRA. Next up, taking a player from the Portland Trailblazers. Taking a sophomore, a guy with a bit of experience who's played well in the NBA, has proven that he can get buckets there. And I'm trusting Chris Murray for over 13.5 points. Why? Well, like I said, he's got buckets in the NBA. At the end of last season, he was averaging about 9.5 points a game against pros. Now he's playing against rookies. Yeah, I think he definitely gets at least 13.5. It's Portland's first game, so don't have the NBA Summer League data. Like I said, I normally like trusting that data. I think this line is just way too low for a guy that's proven that he's good, he can score, and I think he'll be leading this Summer League team. It's Portland's first game. I think a lot of rookies are going to be passing him the ball a lot. I know this is similar to what I said about Ben Shepherd, but while Ben Shepherd's more of a facilitator. Chris Murray is more of a scorer, so I really like him for over 13.5 points. Lastly, we're finally taking an under. I know we all like taking summer league unders because they seem to hit pretty well. Finally grabbing one. It's Isaiah Collier for under 22.5 PRA. Why? Well, he hasn't been playing that well. I don't think he assists or rebounds enough to hit his PRA line. While I think he might be able to hit his points line just about, I think he'll be on that cusp. I think he's shown that he's not the assister and rebounder that we thought he was. He had one game where he just balled out of his mind. I think he had 6 boards, 6 dimes, and he was doing really well in that department. And last game, I think he had 0 and 1. Another game, he also went under his points rebounds line, or rebounds assist line, sorry. And if there was just a rebounds assist line out there for Isaiah Collier, I would take it in a heartbeat, take the under. But I haven't seen one. I've only seen his PRA line, and I don't think he gets enough points to compensate for his lack of rebounds and assists because he's been hovering just under his points line. So I really like taking him for under 22.5 PRA. Also, just to reiterate, he's coming off the bench. That's just one more point that he's not a main guy for his team. He's a bench player. 22.5 PRA is a starting player line. I don't see Collier going over this line, not in any universe. So taking Isaiah Collier for under 22.5 PRA. All right, those were my 4 best bets for today, Saturday, July 13th, in the NBA Summer League. But as promised at the beginning of the video, I found some full game points lines that I like a lot. I looked through all the games, and I know that people have been wanting to take unders in every single game. But there are some teams that can really put a lot of points on the board, especially when you got guys like Dalton Connect going averaging like 20. Keontae George has been averaging like 30 in the summer league so far. There's a lot of guys out there that can put up a lot of points, but there's 2 matchups where I don't think either team has someone that can put up enough points to really justify going over the points line. Some weaker teams. First one, the Suns and the Warriors game. I'm taking their under full game points line. I believe it's sitting at 184.5 right now. The Warriors aren't playing their good sophomores, and they don't have any standout rookies, at least I can think of. And Suns, same deal. They don't have a great rookie roster, and I'm sure some guys there will get 10, 12 points, but I don't see multiple people in the 20s. I don't even see one person in the 20s. I don't think there's anyone in this game that can really elevate to a level of play to where they're going over the points, over the full game points line. And the other game that I like the under on the points line for is the Hornets versus the Knicks. Less confident about this one than the previous one, but still pretty confident. I just don't see it happening. Yeah, that's all there really is to it. Don't see anyone in either of these games really elevate to the level of play that much. Don't think they're going over their points lines. And yeah, there's some good players there, but teams as a whole, I don't think are going over the points line in either of these 2 games. And yeah, so that's my first shot at some full game points lines. We'll see how it goes. Pretty confident in those picks, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you found some picks that you really like. Gonna make some money with them today. And as always, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Seriously helps out growth a lot. Helps out me a lot. Got quite a few subscribers from the last summer league video, and that was awesome to see. Really rewarding feeling, considering I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. So yeah, if you appreciate it, subscribe, like, comment down below. I like responding to comments. I like seeing what y'all have to say. Obviously, talking about the full game points line came from a comment on the previous video. So if you want to see more full game points lines, if you want to see money lines talked about, or full like NBA season uh, bets talked about, just let me know what you want to see on the channel. I'm always happy to make videos that are going to help you guys out and interest you all. So yeah, with all that yapping out of the way, again, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it, and let's make some money and have a good one. Yeah.